I personally believe that we are already today overregulated, and I'm talking now here about the real economy. I'm not talking about the financial industry, which is a different discussion. I have pointed out in public, and I have pointed out to the most important politicians of this world, that whatever they are doing now, G20, don't forget that this crisis has not been provoked by the real economy. This crisis has made the real economy a victim of the financial crisis, and not the other way around. We have enough regulation after Enron. I have at that time said I think we are already overregulated. Doesn't make any sense to have 9,000 pages of regulation how you run a company. We would rather have some very good principles and live up to these principles than to have these overregulated things, which at the end of the day has not prevented any other crisis. So yes, it has provoked that the productivity, since this overregulation has come into life, if you look at the productivity of the real economy, it has gone back because boards, management have been more occupied with complying with regulation than with increasing productivity and increasing the living standard of the consumers. I think we're already overregulated. We don't need more. We need less regulation today, and we should be refocusing what I think the real economy is all about, which is creating wealth and a better living standard for our consumers all over the world. Regulations will never, ever prevent fraud or criminal behavior. Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have them now, because we have laws, we have regulation, and things like this. So to think that you can regulate every single thing, and with this you would have human beings behaving in a perfect manner, is utopia. This is not realistic. Okay? So what you really have to do is to come back and to think what is the most important part of governance. Now, it is my personal opinion that the most important part, if I'm talking now about corporate governance, is to establish a very strong, basically, board of directors. I don't believe that a so-called shareholder democracy is the right answer to that. I don't think that shareholders and the whole setup are being conceived in order to exercise the control function. That's why we have a board of directors. And it is not because one or the other board of directors has not been working, or whether there were issues of what I would call internal corruption or things like this, that therefore the model doesn't work. I think our model is still working very well. You have the shareholders who have the ultimate responsibility. They exercise this ultimate responsibility through their voting rights, which they should be using strongly and consciously, and then afterwards delegate the power of the control function and the execution function to a strong board. And if the board is not behaving, well, you always have the possibility to eliminate the board members. You don't have to re-elect the board members. So I think strengthening of the board, not weakening of the board, is one of the crucial elements of where we should be going into the future.